Welcome viewers to a very chilly Stowe circuit here at Silverstone racetrack, where today you join us in the first of one of our how-to videos where we're going to teach you today how to drift.
Yeah, we're going to do a few of these with various driving techniques. I've got an Aston Martin Vantage.
I've brought a load of tyres.
And it is, well, it's going to be a laugh, isn't it? But more than that, there is actually some scientific in-depth analysis going on, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust us, promise.
Yeah.
So what I suggest we do is we take an element of the drift or slidey process, because I know a bit about it and you know a lot about it. There's an element each of the slidey process, and we break it down into constituent parts and describe what to do, what not to do, and the different ways that people do. So there are different ways that people do things, aren't there? So I'm intrigued to know how differently we do it, and also things. Right, so
Entry
so
phase.
I'm going to cover the what would you call it? The send, the entry phase, the entry phase.
So basically, how you initiate, because there are various ways you can initiate a drift. So Matt's going to talk you through.
So that
his favourites, there we are.
That one there.
That was just the power oversteer, right?
Well, I sort of use the body movement on the way in. So and that's it's easier in fast corners, isn't it? I love that. Really, the top corner at Anglesey Circuit.
Yeah, very much so.
You just turn in, and the weight balance of the car is enough to shift it into oversteer, assuming you're in the right car. And
so by going in off the power.
So you go in, going off the power and wait for it to come round.
Yeah, and you lose it. So what fundamentally Matt's trying to do is he's trying to get some weight off the rear wheels to help the drift. So obviously, the less weight you got on the rear, the easier it is. Power. It's got some grip today. Yeah,
it has, isn't it? Yeah, and it's less. It's easier in faster corners, isn't it? Because you can put weight on the front. Now I've got the dampers in.
Got them in soft.
Soft at the minute, and you say you like that,
don't
you?
Like it.
You like that because it lets weight go
transfer
onto the front.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the other thing you need to it's all that guaranteeing the front end grip, because without a front end grip, it's very hard to get the drift going. So quite often people go in a bit too fast.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go in fast, then you will need to use the whole weight transfer. The whole weight transfer.
So yeah, exactly. So option one, let the weight transfer do it. Option two, in a car with enough power, is just power through it.
Absolutely fantastic.
Doesn't always work, does it? There's not a lot of turbo lag in this car.
No.
And it's got a limited slip differential.
It's kind of perfect front engine.
It's for me, it's ideal, mate, because it's front engined. I'm not sure if it's a transax on this gearbox, but the weight distribution's good.
Yeah, it's perfect for it, actually. And
that makes it nice and benign, doesn't it? A sort of benign slide.
So it's cold today, so it takes a while to get a bit of temperature in the front tyres as well.
Yes, exactly. So it's easy to heat. It's easy to heat the back tyres, isn't it? Because you accelerate and they heat up. But it's harder to heat up the fronts.
Yes.
Because they only do it through cornering grip or braking.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is it worth? I suppose it's worth saying you want a rear-wheel drive car for this,
don't you?
Ideally, you can do it in a four-wheel drive car.
You can't maintain the drift.
No, and in the entry phase, quite often what you've got to do is turn and wait, and wait, and then the weight shift will bring it round.
Yep.
And if you get on the power too early, it pulls it out, doesn't it?
You straighten the car up basically. So drifting in a front wheel drive car is possible, but it's tricky and you can't maintain the drift. You can just balance it out, and you can stop the car from spinning by using the front wheel to give you some grip.
Yeah, so this corner particularly, I've been around in a four-wheel drive car, and you just have to wait for it all to come to you, basically.
So I think also the trick when it's cold is to go in a bit slower, so you guarantee the front end grip.
Yeah, exactly, because otherwise you turn, you get loads of, and it just pushes on it to understeer. I mean, you've got options, haven't you? You can push through it if you just come on the power in the right car with a diff will hook up and it will go through it.
You need a good diff for that and decent throttle response as well.
Yeah, exactly. So to get a car without a limited slip differential to hook up, you've got to kind of rely on the weight transfer. Or you've got to be so far on the lateral grip that it'll break into oversteer anyway.
Yeah. And also start the drift early. So the thing is, you need ideally you need both the wheels.
So there's the understeer, which you can power through in this, but is not just because it's easier to get heat into the backs of the front there, isn't it? So we're still in that phase.
So with an open diff, you need to start the drift early. So ideally you want both the wheels, you want the car travelling in a straight line, so you get both the wheels spinning at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the ways you battle with open diff cars.
See, there's the understeer.
Yeah.
And then it can go into oversteer. Okay, so I will hop out in a second, and I want you to talk me through what happens once you're through the first phase and it's starting to go sideways. How you gather it. I don't know what you'd call that. The to gather it and the actual drift itself. The actual drift itself, I think. Yeah. But for the purposes of this, I will carry on and do it as well. But then,
do you get car sick?
No, do you?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
No, fine, yeah. Sandy's had a coffee, so if I go, stop the car, man.
All right.
He's probably going to chuck up. See, that's a nice midpoint there.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'd grab another gear as well. Because
Yeah.
what you want is you want to rely on the torque for the drift as well. Because you'll run out of power quite quickly, so you want to get the wheel spin. You want to get back into the torque zone.
Yeah.
So once you've got it, once the car's settled,
especially on a turbo, I guess, because you.
So once it's settled, grab another gear now. Grab another gear. There you go, and then you can keep it going.
Yeah.
Or you need to be in the torque zone.
Right, mate. So I have talked us through the entry.
Yep.
So from the point it's going, you talk me through, because I'm intrigued to see whether you do the same thing that I do in terms of feeding or letting go of the steering wheel.
All right. So I'm going to talk a bit about balancing the drift. So once you've got the car into the slide, you've then got a few things working together, and you need to equalise a few things out. So once the car's at a drift, depending on the angle of the drift, you need to be matching that with an opposite angle of the steering wheel. So you need to balance the drift. You need a nice constant throttle. So if the car's at a constant angle, you're going to be using a constant throttle and a constant steering angle.
Yep.
Yeah, does that make sense? So you might have to make small adjustments. So if you add a bit of power, you're going to add a bit of angle, so you're going to need to add a bit of steering lock.
Yeah, because the rear wheels are overspeeding the front, aren't they?
Yep,
so
exactly,
the more you overspeed it, the more it wants to overtake the front.
Exactly,
theoretically, and the more you lock, you have to put on to stop it doing it.
Correct, yeah. So you're just balancing out angle of the car needs to be matched by the angle of the steering, which needs to be matched by the angle of the or the amount of throttle.
Yeah, and all of those things together will adjust the attitude of the car one way or the other.
Exactly, yeah. So there's a few things you need to get right, and I'll talk you through this nice long. This nice long corner, which I think is this one coming up. So down a gear. Okay, let's turn it in. So
second.
Power, angle, up a gear. Listen to the throttle. Look at my steering. Can you see how steady it is?
Yeah.
And then you see
constant steering.
Constant steering. Constant throttle. Yeah. So there'll be tiny things which you might not pick on camera. I'll be adding a bit of throttle. I'll be taking a bit of throttle off.
Yeah, because at some point. I know it would technically go round. It would technically, you would be able to do that, and you would keep going in a circle, constant speed. But the thing is, it will probably.
That'd be a donut.
It would be a big donut, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would work.
Try for this one. This isn't quite as long, but let's go again. So if I slow it down, okay, power, steering goes on. I'm going to go up a gear, balance throttle, balance steering. Look how steady the steering is.
Yeah.
And then straighten up.
Yeah. And I will come on to a minute the exit.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's not a simple case of.
No, there's a lot of things you need to do.
As you come.
You need to reverse all of that
as
the car straightens up. So let's talk through it again. I'll go through. So slow the car down to guarantee some front end grip. Okay, turn in here. Power. Grab it. Look, steady. Constant throttle, constant steering.
You can just hear the engine picking up, can't you, as it's pulling straight.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm doing 3 things there. The car's helping me. Getting power. Grab a gear. Constant steering. Oops, a bit too fast into that one. So we'll go through this corner again. So second gear. I'll start with second. Okay, turn. Okay, grab a gear. Look, as the angle gets bigger, I'm going to put more lock on, put it on, and then take it off.
Now, what's interesting, and I do the same as this, is that as it goes in, so you've done the send or the approach or whatever, and it's going.
Yep.
And as the car goes, and you get on the power to push it into oversteer.
Yeah.
You are either letting go or having a very light grip on the wheel. It's letting it feed through your hands, basically.
I've always got some touch. It feels like I've always got some touch.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah, because look. That's me feeding it a bit there. Grab a gear, constant throttle, constant steering, and then straight up. Yeah. So even when it's going around, I've always got my fingers on the wheel, so then I can just stop it. Basically, as and when I need it.
Yeah, that's why I feel, because it's the centrifugal force of the wheel or whatever.
Yeah.
Is pulling. The wheels want to go in the direction they're pointing, aren't they? And they are pointing towards the exit usually. They're pointing in towards the corner. Yeah. So as you do that, they carry on pointing in the same direction, and the car moves around them. And their natural inclination is to keep going in the direction they're going, aren't they?
Yeah,
so that's because I've seen some people physically wind off lock, but there's some cars you have to.
There are some
cars you have to do it a bit.
It does. I mean, there was a few times there I had to do it.
Yeah.
But actually, most of the time in this car, I haven't got to do it. So let's try through this corner. You get on camera. So we go power on.
Yeah.
And then constant. And I can change the angle.
And then once you're going, I can get a feel for where you're pointing front wheels, and it's kind of towards. We're sort of guiding the front of the car, and the rear is just following around it at whatever speed.
You kind of are steering with both. You are steering with both ends of the car.
Yeah,
so
totally.
if I want to create a bigger arc, I can use more power. Take some lock off.
Yeah.
And if I want a smaller arc, I'll shut the power down, and then point. And I still point the wheel where I want the car to go. So I can. I'll do for a second. Let's try another one here. So let's go. Right, I can see the apex. I want to go in there. Right, if I want to go out now, I'm going to point the wheels out here. Look, and add a bit of power. Yeah. If I want to go in, I can bring it in if I want to. Yeah. Just by extending it. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
That looks a bit scrappy, but I've just shown you how I can direct the car in and out of the corner.
Talking of scrabbly, because you're not usually scrabbly, if we swap back, I'll do corner exit.
Yeah, okay.
And then I want you to do, we'll do some transition.
Okay, fine, yeah.
You may notice Mara's had to get out. He's, I'm trying not to take it personally. He is apparently not the world's greatest passenger. I'm not the world's greatest passenger, but I'm not that bad. So he'll get back in a moment, and he will cover the next phase, which is a transition. Anyway, so I've talked you through corner entry. In this car, you tend to just sort of roll into it. Mara's talked you through the mid-corner hookup, and then I'm going to just talk you through how you come out of it. And the thing to note is, the more the rear wheels are spinning and overspeeding the front, the more it wants to overtake the front. Now, at some point, you've got to regain grip so that all four wheels are travelling at road speed and your drift comes to an end. So the trick is not to just stay on the throttle to a standard amount, and it's certainly not to back off the throttle, because then the rear wheels will regain grip very quickly and you might still be going sideways, and they suddenly don't have that overspeeding ability anymore to move the car around. And there is a very strong chance at that stage that the car kind of will spin and spit you off backwards. So the idea is to come gradually back on the power, or just let the car accelerate on a steady throttle until the car speed and the road speed gradually come to match each other, and then grip is restored and you carry on in a straight line. So that's third, and now I'm on full throttle, and eventually the car speed just comes up to match the speed of the tyres, and you drive off. And that's it. That's how to do the smooth exit. It also means you can come off of the steering more gradually, whereas if you just say give it lots and then come off the throttle quickly, the car will snatch and you have to come off the steering really, really quickly and abruptly. So say I'm halfway through a drift and I just close the throttle, you can just feel it suddenly snatch back, and if you don't come off the steering straight away, it'll turn itself around. So next, I'll go see if Mara has recovered, mopped his brow. We'll have a little sit down. I'll hop him back into this seat because he is better at this malarkey than me, and he will talk us through going from one direction change to another in a transition between two corners, and might also let the differential cool down and hopefully have that back in action as well, because at the moment I think this car is just relying on the amount of power it's got, of which there is plenty. So transitions now. What I've been thinking about this.
Yep.
I was talking about corner exit a minute ago when you were recovering.
Yep.
And I was talking about, so the rear wheels are overspeeding, and you've got to bring gradually the rear wheels and the wheel speed and the road speed back together to match. And the smoother you can do it, the smoother you can be on the steering. And if you suddenly shut off the throttle, it'll snap, and you have to be either really quick on the steering. Anyway, so it struck me as a transition.
Yeah.
You're basically doing that. You're shutting the throttle, weight's going to the front, it's pinging back the other way. It's going to spin, but you're basically spinning it in towards the corner you want to go.
Exactly.
Is that right?
So you're basically what you're doing is you're going to create grip mid-bend to change the direction of the car. So you need to change where the car's going. So I'm not going to drift.
There's a cool set of corners here.
So what I do is I'll come in, we'd be drifting, we'd be sliding. When I want to change direction,
sideways here,
I need to shut the power down to create grip at the back. then the car's going to want to go where the wheels are pointing.
Which is that way. Because you've got opposite lock on that way.
Exactly, yeah.
And it suddenly will go like that, and you've got to
get the lock back on again.
Get it off really quick.
Yeah.
So it's basically willfully trying to spin it and then saving it.
Exactly, yeah. So you've got a lot of momentum as well. So you're using that momentum to help change the direction of the car.
So do you think it's easier in that case on a car with, I mean, not really soft springs because it just bounces around too much, but
definitely.
If you've got adaptive adjustable dampers, you won't put them in its hardest.
No, absolutely not. No.
Totally agree. This is where I think it's easier in a front engine car, maybe with a transaxle, because you've got the weights out either end, and that, you know what it's like when you cut a ruler with 2 bits of blue tack on either end. It's much lazier to turn than if they're in the middle.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a go through this. So, I might even try in third, I don't know. So here we go. So turn in. Right.
Yeah.
Slides going like. I want to change direction now.
Yeah.
So
wheels are going that way.
Oh, that was rubbish. Yeah.
I'll try again.
I basically came off too quickly, and I didn't have the momentum.
Slightly works through here, but it's quite a long one on the way out. So I would just go do it again.
So basically, what I did wrong there, I just needed to keep the slide going longer. I shut it down. I shut it down way too early in the corner because I saw a big wall coming.
It's funny, isn't it? It's that's the thing that alarms me sometimes.
Yeah, big time,
that alarms me.
Because if it goes all, you're kind of once it's gone, you're a passenger. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't save it on the way back, you are having the accident that you were trying to create and then save. Yeah.
So I needed to keep that. I basically shut the power down too early, so I was too far into the corner.
I'm not sure I've ever done a really nice transition in a mid-engined. I'm not sure I've ever tried one in a mid-engine car, really. Done it in 911s, where the weight's out the back, and then you can use that pendulum from one side to the other, and that's quite nice.
A couple of weeks ago was really nice. Okay, so slow it down, guaranteed front end grip.
Yeah.
Turn in. Okay. Power. Keep it going. Okay, shut it down. Back the other way.
Beautiful.
And use the weight. Grab third.
Nice, mate. Really nice. Oh yes.
Brave enough for that one.
That's perfect.
So that's
that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah.
That's 3 of them. We'll go through that one more time and then I can talk you through it again. So basically what I did, I used to get the drift. I went in nice and slow to guarantee the front end grip.
Yeah.
And I kept the drift going as long as I could until I could see that the car was in the right position, where as soon as I came off the power, it would give me my grip back very quickly.
Yeah, and you've got to do it not so early that if the apex is here, you don't want to come so early that you end up missing it.
Yeah, which is what I've done first time. Yeah. And then it's just about being sensible, because there is obviously the possibility for a pretty big accident if you get it wrong, because the car will just rotate into the closest thing, which is the wall. And that's quite a tricky thing to get right, I think. And it helps that these are nice for it. These
are really beautifully balanced, aren't they? Yeah, really nice. Nice weight distribution.
Yeah.
I don't know if that box is transaxle or not, but I think it might. It might be, but certainly the weight distribution feels nice and even, doesn't it?
So I'm just saving that tyre again. So okay, here we go. So I'll grab second. So I'm going to slow it down again. So nice and slow, guaranteed front end grip. Turn in. Okay, I'm going to keep the slide going. Keep it going. Right, off the power now. Oh, that's a bit ragged.
No, that's good.
Get this next corner. Grab third. Slow down, a bit of brake. Keep going. I could get this next corner. So we get all of them. There you go. And we'll even do this next one now. I've got my...
Yeah, go on.
There you go. That was pretty four corners.
Technically, right, left, and a right again. So right, left. There's sort of 5.
Yeah,
really?
yeah. And at that point, the car actually, if you probably noticed then, I was actually helping the car then.
Yeah.
Because the steering was under quite a lot of load.
There's a point where you have to pull it. Yeah,
exactly.
There's so much weight on the. Yeah. Presumably, there's so much weight on the tyres, they don't want to turn naturally.
No, exactly. So that's actually quite physical on the car. The steering's under a lot of load. The steering feels heavy, and it's if you get it wrong there's a lot of momentum going on, and it will spin round very, very quickly. And actually, I was using a bit of brake there mid corner just to get the car to tuck in as well.
So when you're braking, is it just it's not to the extent of ABS cutting in, is it?
No. It's just to get a bit of weight to help the car rotate. Exactly. Yeah. So bit of weight on the nose, bit of weight off the rear wheels.
Yeah.
And it just helps it go around basically. So I'm using a bit of brakes there just to help it go in. But I'm concentrating.
Yeah.
So brake, slow down, keep the car nice and smooth. Okay. A bit of brake there to get it going. See there, too much momentum there.
Yeah.
Takes the front end wide, and that was entirely
my fault. And that's a terrible noise as well, isn't that?
You can hear it. Yeah, just feel it. Those tread blocks are just kind of ripping themselves apart. So I hope that makes some kind of sense. There's a lot going on there.
That does, and it's you're doing the one thing, but you're doing it repeatedly and repeatedly.
Exactly,
and the more time you try, the more you try and spin together. You know, if you say, well, yes, I've got an 80% chance of getting the first one right.
Yeah.
Then every time you've only got an 80% chance of getting it right, so you've just got to hang them all together.
Exactly. And it's really satisfying once you've done it. It's really.
I don't know why is it so satisfying.
I don't know. It's I just feel you're in control of this beast. You know, it's like it's just. I feel like I'm in control of something.
I suppose it's like doing aerobatics.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's not as dangerous or skillful as that, but you know, it's not. There is something about it, isn't there? Or I don't know, doing tricks on a skateboard or whatever it might be.
It's just mastering something. We've mastered, you know.
Yeah.
We've mastered the transition, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you can master that, if you imagine you're on the road on the motorway and you hit a patch of ice and the car goes one way, and then it comes off the ice and it goes onto the tarmac and it grips up, and it sounds silly, but actually we said at the beginning we made it a bit serious, and it's all that sort of thing. So let's go again. So turn in, power. Okay, keep the slide going, keep it going. That's better. Back the other way.
Yeah, that's
going. Going to grab that in. I'm going to grab a gear and go for this next one. Slow it down, get it in. There you go. I'm going to get this next one as well.
Yes.
A bit of brake mid-corner just to help the car out. And again. There you go. So that was kind of all the way around.
That's really good. That's really cool. That's
kind of all the way around.
God, that's annoyingly good.
That's pretty good. There you go. I feel like I've redeemed myself from
so that's 5 full. Yeah, exactly. Just like too many coffees, feels ill, comes back, strings 5 corners together.
There you go. Woo! That's good, but it feels great. But cool. The brake mid-corner is quite vital, actually, and also because you're carrying so much speed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because by the time we're in the second right-hander, we're approaching that at quite a rate of knots. So I wasn't looking at the speed. I can't see the
72
speed.
72 I came out of the last one at. Yeah, so that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of speed.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah,
it's good fun.
And you're right. There is we're just having a laugh, aren't we? Really? But there is. You're right. If you can. I've been in situations on the road where something goes wrong and you go, well, this is okay. I have a handle on this because I
understand what the car's doing.
Yeah.
And also, you say you can help the car there because I'm creating grip and I'm losing grip as and when I feel the car needed to help me change direction. So you imagine you're on ice, you then hit some grippy stuff. The car's going to go where the wheels are pointing because it's regained its grip. What do? You know, this is all actually is relevant.
And with a bit of practice, you just get a memory feel for it, don't you? Shall we talk about what people get wrong?
Yeah.
What I got wrong when I was learning how to do it. What you did, and when if you're. I mean, I've not done the instructing, but what people tend to get wrong when they do it.
The first thing.
Do you want me to sit? Are you happier sitting there?
I think
because I was going to be the fall guy and go, I'll fall off a few times. But are you happier?
I think I'll be sick on you, mate.
Well, you stay that side.
Yeah, because I suffer from cerebral palsy, so. So when I was instructing, the thing that I noticed, people, they hold on to the power for too long. So they just keep accelerating, and that's what pushes the car around. Yeah, exactly, And then what happens is when they have started to work out what to do with the power, they end up holding onto the steering lock for too long.
And then they spin back the other way.
So once the car regains its grip, it will go where the wheels are pointing. So if you're in a drift and you don't let the power off, the car's going to, as the wheel speed and the car speed start to match, the car's going to get its grip back, and if you still have the steering lock pointed left or right, that's where the car's going to go. Yeah. So I'll do one lip down here and I'll talk you through that. I don't think we've got the space here to show what happened.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult. You've got to pick your corner to.
Yeah, you need to pick your corner.
Get it wrong on purpose. Haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. So, but if I go through here, we go in here. So nice and slow, get it in. Okay. So power is spinning. Right. If when the car's struggling, if I don't take the steering lock off, where's the car going to go? It's going to go.
Yeah, exactly. Because you exaggerated it a little bit, then not totally. But basically, it's like doing the transition, but not saving it.
Exactly.
And the track doesn't go that way.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're just then. Having an accident.
It's going to have an accident. So we'll go. I'll take you through one more time this time. So let's get it in a bit. So slow it down. Okay. Right, power. No, it's terrible. Get the car set. So right now, if I shut the power down now, the wheels are going to go that way. Because that's where the wheels are pointing.
And you can just feel it, body wanting to do it.
And so that tends to be the main things people get wrong is they hold on to the power too long, which sends them in a spin. Mm-hmm. And then once they have shut the power off, they'll shut it off too quickly and they won't remove the steering lock.
And the safer of those two things is to have too much power.
Yeah, because you'll rotate within yourself pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Whereas
you don't want to be spun off the other way.
Yeah, you see people flying off into banks and walls.
The throttle is your friend.
The throttle is your friend, yeah, definitely, yeah. And you can actually make the car spin really neatly, or if you think you're going to go,
well, yeah, exactly.
just hold on to it and it'll go around pretty much within itself.
You spin where it is.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You'll spin where it is.
But we can demonstrate that because we can. We can do that safely.
Just do a spin. And other things, it's really important that you look ahead. You need to look where you want the car to go as well.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's important in all driving. Yeah. You need to look where you want,
not where it's going, where you want it to go.
Exactly, and just a natural thing, if you look where you want the car to go, it helps your body naturally steer in those directions, basically. Because like I say, even when you're in a spin, depending on where you point the wheel, depends on where the car will go. Yeah. So even if you're crossed up, you can still change the car's direction by using the steering and a bit of throttle input. And the smoother you get, you use a bit of throttle and a bit of steering input. When you start, what you do is you'll use loads of throttle to move the car or loads of steering input to move the car. When you get more comfortable with it, you can even out a bit. A little bit of throttle, a little bit of steering, and it's just kind of mixing it up. Yeah. But I urge you to try it in a safe place.
Oh yeah. Come and do exactly. And that is the problem. You can't do it on the road. You can't do it on a lot of track days. But there are like airfield days, and auto tests are a brilliant way to go and do it. Auto solos, auto tests. Yeah. On a if you've got like an MX-5 or I tell you what, I'd love to do one of those is a Mark III MR2 and try and.
Fantastic.
But they're really sideways, aren't they?
Yeah,
but once you get to the hang of it, I think they're great. Yeah. I think that is a useful, complete analysis of how to drift for A, fun, and B, safety.
Yeah, and also
car control and.
I think doing our job is quite important because it gives you the ability to kind of explore a car's limit in a safe manner, and then you can concentrate on what the car's doing rather than worrying about what's going to happen if you lose a bit of grip.
And I absolutely agree. I think cars that are better beyond the limit are good up to it as well. It just seems to be the people, the engineers who enjoy doing it and like doing it. They sort out handling properly, don't they?
Absolutely. And it's a really important thing, and I know people hark on about you don't need to, but it's as enjoyable to me as setting a fast lap time. Having a car going sideways, it's as enjoyable.
Possibly more enjoyable.
Possibly more enjoyable.
I don't know why,
I agree with you.
I
do agree with you. And I think it's like a matter of flamboyant. It suits my driving style, having a car that's nice on the limit. And so
So we've learned a lot, I think.
We have learned.
I've learned a lot actually. I've learned things from you to watching you do it, which is good. So if you have enjoyed this, like, subscribe, up, thumb, blah blah blah. But also we will be back with more how-tos. Some sensible, like how to yield a toe, because that's a useful thing about smoothing downshifts and things like that. Some not sensible, how to J-turn. Not very useful most of the time, I don't imagine. And I do want to shoot. So I watch people in films and they shoot from a moving car. Yeah. Shoot out a tyre, shoot the back of somebody else's window. How hard is that?
Is that possible?
I think that's really difficult. So we're going to have a go at that. Okay. So we'll see you here again or at autocar.co.uk. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it. See you next time.